Hey there, gang. Just wanted to come at you and share a quick video on how to generate more leads. I know that that may sound simplistic, but I know I've struggled, and many other entrepreneurs have struggled with the idea of marketing. Oftentimes, we don't get into business or we don't start our careers off thinking that that's going to be something that's going to be extremely important to us scaling our businesses and growing our opportunities and impacting more lives with what it is that we do. So I wanted to share with you some of the things that I've learned that have been absolutely game changing. And I hope that you grab a couple of ideas, you take a few notes, and at least walk out of this video with at least a couple of actionable strategies that you can use to generate more leads today. So let me jump in and just give you kind of a quick overview. So the very first thing that I learned that was extremely important to me gaining clarity and focus and direction with growing my opportunities was being forced to create a target audience, really crafting what the ideal client profile was for what it is that I wanted to offer and the services and products that I had. If you have not gone through this exercise, I highly encourage you to stop whatever it is that you're doing for marketing and get clear on who is your ideal client profile. I have a simple document that asks 15 specific questions that have been amazing in terms of illuminating what it is that I offer and who I want to offer it to and what is the best possible scenario for me. And if you haven't gone through these different questions, I highly encourage you to do it. And if you'd like a copy of the questions, just comment down below the video and I'll send it to you. So the very first thing that I would encourage any entrepreneur to do is to gain clarity on their target audience. I once sold radio a long time ago, and I remember giving my boss a breakdown of an account that I went and talked to. And he asked the question, what's their target audience? And I said, well, they're looking for people that are 25 to 60 years of age. Could be both men or women. It could be any type of ethnicity, any type of background. How much money do they make? Well, it doesn't really matter. He said, Dave, that doesn't sound like a target audience. That sounds like a family reunion, and kind of jokingly helping me to understand the importance of being more specific as to who you're looking for so that when you're talking to people, you can connect with them and make sure that they are a good match for what it is that you offer. Doesn't mean that you can't work with people that are outside your target audience, but it does help you to gain clarity. The next strategy is the idea of creating an irresistible offer. The Cursors acronym is something that I organized just to kind of give myself a little reminder. And so every time I make an offer to somebody or I'm doing marketing, I'm thinking about the Cursors concept. So the Cursors concept stands for basically contrasting or comparing your different programs or comparing what you do versus what the competition does. And this is really, coming back to the unique value proposition. Knowing what your value is and what uniqueness you bring to the marketplace is extremely important because then you can compare it or contrast it with other service providers or competitors in your marketplace. The next thing is creating a sense of urgency. Anything that you can say around deadlines is obviously going to create a sense of urgency. There may be also a special limited number of people that can provide services to, or a certain amount of products that are available. Creating a sense of urgency is very popular in the marketing world. Reciprocity is really where you're giving people an item of value, and we'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. But anytime you give something away for free that's valuable, people oftentimes feel more compelled to want to work with you. So, what is it that you're doing to create a sense of reciprocity or giving them a sense of value before you ask them to make a purchase or invest in what it is that you have to offer? Scarcity is a limited amount of a quantity, it's a limited amount of availability, it's an exclusive product, it's an exclusive service, an exclusive club. So, limited quantities obviously would be in the scarcity category. Exclusive opportunities, helping people to feel special, making a special program or a special product or a special group or a special event only available to certain qualified individuals, qualified candidates. That's another strategy around creating an irresistible offer. Now, you don't have to have every single one of these aspects of Cursors in your offer, but you want to be thinking about, does it have at least one or two? Because each offer needs to be unique to what it is that you're offering and the target audience that you're working with. And you want to test which of these different irresistible offer strategies could you utilize in your marketing. Risk reduction is the next one. How could you reduce risk by offering a service guarantee or offering something of decreasing risk or minimizing risk so that it's very easy for individuals to say yes to whatever it is that you're offering? Obviously, any type of service guarantee or risk reduction guarantee is going to be a good strategy, but also using social proof, using other people's experiences and testimonials and feedback and surveys and other types of feedback from others that have done what you've done or done what you've offered, and now they're sharing their experiences. You can also use credible endorsements or testimonials from influencers and well-known individuals to create more risk reduction and create more of an irresistible offer. These are the major marketing phases that I have found to be extremely important to identify your strategies in each one of these particular areas. So you've got lead generation, you've got in-process marketing, which is allowing you to wow your service, wow your clients or customers, and then you've got retention and referral opportunities that are going to come from doing a job really well and then keeping those clients for the long term. And some of you have seen this quadrant before. If you haven't, I didn't create it. It's just something that I found extremely valuable to help me understand the different opportunities that I have to generate leads. Now, you don't need to do all of these things, but you want to be thinking about what are the things that you are doing. First and foremost, in the warm category, the warm outreach category, which is just more one-to-one. That's the highest return on marketing dollars invested. Next would be free content. Obviously, again, not a lot of expense when you're offering things for free on the internet. The next would be going to cold outreach and then going to paid ads. I like to use the phrase, don't step over dollars to pick up nickels, dimes, and pennies. You don't want to step over the people that you have high trust and credibility with, the people that know you, like you, and trust you. Work with those people first, then move to the people that don't know you, don't like you, and don't trust you, because those are obviously going to be the people that are going to have the most reservations, concerns, and concepts about who you are and what you have to offer. So work with that warm audience first. So let's just walk through what's some warm outreach strategies. First, you want to make a connection with your warm connections. Have a conversation, reconnect with individuals that you know, like, and trust. Ask them a question that starts the conversation. Tell them your story. Ask them about their story. Tell them your story. What do you do and why do you do it? When did it all change for you? When did it decide to make a difference in your life? What was the thing that really made the biggest impact for you? Tell an interesting story in a very short period of time and give them an irresistible offer. Give them an opportunity to learn more. Give them an opportunity to exchange information with them so you can tell them about what you're doing and they can tell you a little bit more about what they're doing. And then offer them something that's going to help you to attract leads for those people that are interested and motivated in what you have to offer. So there's lots of different ways that you can do warm outreach. You can do phone calls, you can text people, send them an email, you can message them on social media, you can post on or comment on their social media to engage them. There's in-person opportunities to create conversations, and then there's also introductions or referral requests that you can ask of people that you know, like, and trust to endorse you or introduce you to other people that they know, like, and trust. And they say that the average person knows about 250 people by their first name. So if you just think about going to the 250 people that you know by first name and you tell them your story, you make them an irresistible offer. They may not be a qualified candidate, but it could be something as simple as, can I share more about what I do? And can you let me know if you know anyone that would qualify for what it is that I have to offer? And obviously you can get more specific on that if you'd like. The next area of the quadrant, the four quadrants, so the core four, is free content. Sorry. So the thing you want to do with social media is or free content, is you want to be captivating the interest of your target audience. So what is it that you're going to give to them to capture their interest? That's why it's important to know your target audience, because you know what their needs, wants, and desires are. And then you want to interact with them. So when you post on social media or you invite them into a private social media group, that's going to be a valuable opportunity to create interest and then interact with them. You may do blogging or vlogging with videos. You may offer a newsletter where you share valuable information that's free that anybody can register and get an opportunity to have it emailed to them. Podcasting would be another one. Webinars or Zoom meetings would be another. Live events, whether they're on video or whether they're in person. All of these different strategies are methods of captivating interest, interacting with your target audience, and then making the invitation to take them to the next step. So are you getting some ideas? I hope that you are grabbing a couple. If you did, put them in the comments. I'd love to see a little bit more about what you're doing. Next, we're going to talk about lead magnets. So when you make that invitation to your warm audience or the people that you're offering free content to, you want to be thinking about, what am I going to offer them that's going to make them feel compelled to give me their email address, contact information, to show interest. You could offer ebooks or white papers. If you don't have those created, don't worry, there's other options you can use. You can give them step-by-step checklist or ready-to-use templates that would be helpful to them to eliminate their pain, eliminate or reduce their problems, and gain more of the pleasure that they desire, or gain more of the passion and the purpose that they desire. You can offer live webinars and events that are going to allow them to register and to communicate with you and show that they're interested in the topics that you're talking about. You can offer free trials of products and services that you have. You can also partner up with other people and offer their products and services. So don't just limit this to just your opportunities. You may see some of these things and be able to leverage it with other people that are in the same market space, but maybe they don't compete with you. Interactive quizzes, assessments, surveys. You could offer case studies or how-to guides. You could offer discount codes or special offers for a limited time. That ends up getting people to raise their hand and show interest. You could offer courses and content and exclusive groups. All of these things are going to be things that you can offer to add value, create interest, interact with your target audience, and invite them to take the next step. Free assessments and consultations are very popular. And then obviously you've got your newsletter opportunity where you can capture email addresses, capture contact information for those people that want to be added on and get more value from you. There's other newsletters that you can use on LinkedIn and other platforms. Don't think about all the things that you can offer. Go look at this list of 10 things and say, what is the thing that I can offer today that I can begin to offer consistently and measure the results? That's what's going to get you started. Cold outreach is where you're utilizing social media, you're utilizing lists from a list broker, you're using going to events that you're meeting people that you don't know, you don't like, and you don't trust yet. So going to this audience is oftentimes the third strategy that I'm going to encourage an entrepreneur to invest in, because again, these people are people that don't have a high level of relationship equity with you. When you're building relationships with people, you're making deposits in their life and they're making deposits in your life. So there's people out there that know you, like you, and trust you. And then there's people out there that really know you, really like you, or love you, and they would trust their life with you. Those are people that you have experience with. You have that relationship equity. You've made those deposits. These people, you don't have that. So you're going to have more follow-up, more conversations, and spend more time with them. So that's going to be a lower return on investment. But it is something that you want to take advantage of if you have already exhausted your warm market and your free content. Social media messages are strategies, private messaging somebody that knows somebody that you know, that you make a connection with, or maybe they're in the same market space, they're in the same town, they're in the same community, they're in the same Facebook group or social media group. They have a similar interest as you. You can comment on their social media post. You can email them, phone call them. I don't know if I'd text a cold person without having their permission first, but that's obviously something that you can do to communicate with them. In-person events are things that you can go to and obviously have conversations. And the best way I've learned to have conversations with a cold audience is to use the SALT acronym. Start a conversation and make an observation. Hey, are you new here? Hey, is this your first time here? Anything that you can do to start a conversation can move it to the second A, which is the SALT acronym. Start a conversation, make an observation, ask questions, and use the FORD acronym. Family, friends, occupation, recreation, and dreams. That FORD acronym will help you to discover who that person is and what it is that they do and why they do it and how they do it. And if you use the SALT acronym, you're not just asking questions to tell people your information. You're listening to their questions. You're asking follow-up questions. And if you are an interested person who's interested in that individual, you are going to oftentimes get questions about you. And there will oftentimes be the same questions that you asked. So be in control of the conversation by asking questions. And when somebody asks you a question, ask them a question at the end of your answer. So if somebody says, what is it that you do, Dave? I go, well, there's people out there that struggle with achieving their goals. They struggle to find success in their opportunities, and they oftentimes get disappointed, discouraged, frustrated, and they don't go after the things that they really want to be, do, and have. Well, that's the people that I help. I help people to overcome the challenges that they face to achieve extraordinary results faster than they could do it on their own. Do you know of anybody that might be interested in what it is that I do? That's a simple way of putting it into a position where you're asking people a question. And then if they say, no, I wouldn't expect that they would know anybody. But then I can say, can I send you some more information about what I do? I'd love to add value and help you to do what it is that you do. And then if you come across somebody that's interested in what I do, you can make an introduction. Would that be okay? An irresistible offer. Most of the time, I'll use something of value that they said, and I'll connect it back to something that they told me in the conversation and see if I can help them to move forward. The next area of the quadrant is paid ads, and this is an area that you can take advantage of in so many different capacities. There's so many different ways that you can market and generate opportunities, and it's going to be more specific to who your target audience is and where do they spend their time, where do they spend their money, because those individuals, you want to contact them where they're at to get your best return on investment. This is a tool that we call the Business Optimizer. It's something that we give entrepreneurs to help them to organize their marketing into a marketing strategy and a marketing plan. It's an interactive workbook on Google Sheets. That's something that's free. If you'd like a copy of this, I'd love to give you a copy. This would be our lead magnet. We'd love to serve you. And I'm not going to spam you with information that you don't want, but I would love to give you more information to help you to craft a marketing calendar that helps you to generate more lead opportunities. And when you start utilizing it, you can start tracking where are you getting your leads from when you find new clients and customers. There's a lot more tools than this, just these particular screenshots. And so I'd love to send it to you and get you more information on what it is that we do to help individuals like you to overcome the barriers that you face to generate more opportunities and to grow your business. Thanks so much, everybody. I hope you have a great day and hope this is helpful. Put a comment down in the chat on what your best takeaways were. I'd love to hear more about where you're coming from and what you gathered from today's presentation.